Story title: The Seed That Refused to Die. Written by Dr. Rantami Medjugorje. Some people think helping others is a waste of time. But life has a way of remembering the seeds we plant, even the ones no one sees. Years ago, in a small, busy town, there lived a man named Sunday. Sunday was not rich. In fact, many days, he barely had enough to take care of himself and his family. He sold small household items by the roadside, a wooden table, a faded umbrella to shield him from the scorching sun, and a few goods carefully arranged like they mattered more than they actually did. Every morning before opening his table, he would bow his head and whisper, "God, help me survive today." Not prosper, not become wealthy, just survive. Because survival itself had become a daily battle. There were days customers passed without even stopping. Days he sat from morning till evening with nothing to show for it. Yet every night, as he walked home, his children would run toward him with excitement. "Daddy, Daddy, did you sell well today?" And Sunday would smile, even when his pocket was almost empty, even when his heart was heavy. One hot afternoon, when the sun felt unforgiving and business had been painfully slow, Sunday counted the money in his hand. It was small, too small, but it was all he had. That money was meant for food that night. As he sat quietly, lost in thought, he noticed a man across the road. The man looked weak, tired, and forgotten. His clothes were dusty, his face drawn with hunger. People walked past him. Some looked. Most didn't. Sunday tried to ignore him. He really did. Because this time, helping would cost him more than usual. Inside him, there was a struggle. If I help him, what will my children eat? If I don't, how will I sleep tonight knowing I looked away? He looked at the money again, then at the man, then back at the money. For a moment, he closed his eyes. And when he opened them, he stood up. Slowly, reluctantly, but intentionally. He crossed the road. "Good afternoon, sir," Sunday said gently. The man lifted his head weakly. He hadn't eaten properly in days. He had been stranded, with no one to turn to. Sunday didn't speak much after that. He simply opened his hand and gave. Not from abundance, not from comfort, but from his lack. He gave most of what he had. The man looked at him, shocked. "Why would you do this, when you also have so little?" he asked. Sunday smiled faintly. "Because I know what it feels like when no one helps." The man held his hand tightly and whispered, "One day, this kindness will speak for you." Sunday nodded. But deep down, he didn't expect anything. As he walked back, reality met him again. That night was not easy. Explaining to his wife, finding a way to feed the children, carrying the quiet weight of sacrifice. There were days after that when Sunday questioned himself. Days he almost regretted. Days he wondered if kindness was only for people who could afford it. But life moved on. Days became weeks. Weeks became months. Months became years. Nothing dramatic happened. No miracle. No sudden breakthrough. Just life, stretching him, testing him, shaping him. But one thing about seeds is this: they grow in silence. One rainy season, trouble came. The authorities announced that roadside traders had to vacate the area. Sunday's heart sank. That small wooden table was everything. Without it, survival would become almost impossible. That night, he sat outside long after everyone had gone to bed, thinking, worrying, praying. "What will happen to us now, God?" He whispered into the quiet darkness. A few days later, while uncertainty still hung over him like a shadow, a car pulled up near his table. It wasn't a common sight. A well-dressed man stepped out, looked around, then walked straight toward Sunday. "Are you Sunday?" he asked. Sunday looked surprised. "Yes, I am." The man smiled softly. "You helped someone years ago," he said. Sunday searched his memory. Faces, moments, struggles. Then slowly, it came back. The man continued. "That man you helped was my uncle." Sunday froze. "He never forgot you," the man said. "Even when he had nothing, your kindness gave him strength. And before he passed on, he gave us one assignment." The man paused, his voice gentle but firm. "To find you." Tears gathered in Sunday's eyes. Not because he expected anything, but because something he thought was gone had been alive all along. "Kindness travels farther than we imagine," the man added. That meeting opened a door Sunday never saw coming. A door not just for him, but for his children, and even for others he would later help. And as the years passed, Sunday would always say, "Never think the good you do is wasted." Because every seed grows. The good ones. And the bad ones too. Before you scroll past this, pause. Think about that one time you had the chance to help, but didn't. And that one time you helped, even when it cost you something. Life is not just happening to you. You are planting something every single day. Some of us are crying today because of seeds we planted yesterday. Some of us are smiling today because somewhere in our past, we chose kindness. Don't let this world harden your heart. Don't let everybody is selfish. Turn you into someone your future will struggle to recognize. Because one day, you will sit down and eat from the harvest of your life. And it won't be you alone at that table. Your children will be there. Your family will be there. The question is, will it be a table of peace or a table of regret? Years later, Sunday's life has changed. The man he once helped has passed, but his kindness lives on. His family finds Sunday, honors the promise, transforms his business, and secures his children's future. This is the full harvest of the seed. If this touched you, don't ignore it. Type "I will sow good seeds" in the comments, not for me, but as a promise to yourself. Share this with someone, because someone out there is about to make a decision, and your share might be the reason they choose kindness. Do good anyway.